everybody. Today I am going to teach you all about a small tip for OET speaking. So you all know that in OET speaking you get 3 minutes to prepare, right? So how are you going to prepare during those 3 minutes of time? So that is the most important thing, right? So I have seen many of my students, when they get a role play card, they keep on reading. And then when the 3 minutes is over, we go and present it, right? So, but during those 3 minutes of preparation time, there are a lot of things that you need to keep in your mind. You need to brainstorm it. You need to organize it. Then you can start off with your speaking, because the first advantage behind that is you will be knowing how to start off with your conversation. That's very, very important. That's also called as initiating a conversation. Because in the beginning itself, if you are having a fumbling in your speaking, what will happen? You will not be able to speak it properly. Then your confidence level will start to decrease, right? So, as you all have heard, the first impression is the best impression. So, we are going to learn today how to prepare during the 3 minutes of preparation time. So, we'll see how we are going to do it. So, now, if you can see in the screen, I'm having a small example, and this is a role play card for the nurses side, right? Okay, so we will learn how to prepare during the 3 minutes by using this role play card. So from this role play card, what all can you see? You can see a setting, right? And in some of the role play card, you can see something called as nurse. They'll be writing here again a nurse over here, and then this is your task. So you see your setting. So this is your setting, and this particular thing, okay, this is called as your background information. That's a very important information that you need to keep in your mind. And third thing is your task. Okay, so based on this, we will see how we are going to prepare during the 3 minutes. So in a role play card, it is divided into 3 parts. That's very important. The first part is your setting. The second part is your background information, a very vital information that is necessary for you all. And the third part is your task. Okay, so now let us go one by one. The first part, what is it? Setting, right? From the setting, what do you all understand? From the setting, you can understand 2 things. Whether the patient is a known or an unknown patient. Okay, not just through the setting, but even with the help of background information also, you will get a more clarity that the patient is a known or an unknown patient. So, setting. And then you can introduce yourself based on the setting. For example, you can say, good morning, my name is Tina and I am the registered nurse working in this hospital ward, and I will be taking care of you today. So all these things you can say with the help of setting. So this is the use of setting. So with the help of setting, what all can you do? You can use it for introduction, okay? That is your self-introduction, okay? Self-intro. So you're going to use it for self-intro, and you're going to know about whether regarding the patient, whether the patient is a known patient or an unknown patient. Okay. Next is what is your second part? The second part is called as a background information. So there are some things that you need to find out from the background information. Most of the time, what all you need to find out from the background information is first your job role. Okay, so you have to find out about your job role. Okay, the second thing that you need to find out is about time. And the third thing is what you need to find out is about the situation. I have a very beautiful handwriting, so you might be thinking, this Mrs. handwriting, we are seeing it for the very first time. Yeah, here is my handwriting. Actually, it's all the more worse. I don't know. Anyway, because of the screen, it is helping me to highlight it. Okay, let us come back away from my handwriting to the topic background information. So let me read out the background information for you all. So what it is written there. You are speaking to a 40-year-old who is scheduled to undergo colostomy in your hospital later today. Okay, you have come to prepare the patient for surgery. Okay, and this is the patient's first surgery and he or she appears anxious. Okay, so this is called as my formula. It's also called as Teen's equation. As I'm from ILT, this is completely dedicated for my institute. So this is a ILT formula for students who are going to start off with your introduction. Okay, so what you're going to find out first is you're going to find out your job role. Is your job role written anywhere over here in the background information? No. Sometimes in your background information, your job role also will be written. If a job role is being given, maybe they'll say you are an accident and emergency nurse, you are a head nurse, or you are a team leader, or you are a charge nurse. Sometimes they can give you a job role. If they're going to give you a job role, you are going to talk based on your job role. That is, you're going to introduce by saying, good morning, my name is Tina and I'm the charge nurse, I'm the head nurse. So based on that, you're going to talk and that is your job role. So in this background information, can you identify any of your job role? No. So how you're going to call yourself? You're going to call yourself as a registered nurse. Okay. Now, the second thing is regarding the time. You all know that for your speaking session, right, it is post noon. It's after 12 o'clock, 12:30. And the timing is afternoon time. So we wish the interlocutor good afternoon, right? But when it comes to a role play card, sometimes there will be a different set of timing. You are here to deliver the breakfast, you are here to deliver the lunch, or you are here to deliver the dinner, or it's midnight and Saturday morning, or it's later today in the evening. You have come to check the vital signs at 5 o'clock p.m., 5 p.m. So if they are giving you a particular time, you have to wish the patient based on that time. If not, your mark will be reduced. Okay, so your mark will be reduced. So see from here, is there anything written regarding the time? Is there anything written? Okay, so regarding the time, there's a small thing, it has been written, right? You're speaking to a patient who is 40 years old and what is his problem? He is going to undergo a colostomy. You all know what a colostomy is, right? And it's when it is going to happen later today. So you can wish at what time you're going in for the speaking session. It can be 3 o'clock, it can be 4 o'clock, or it can be 5 o'clock. What time it is, you can just wish the patient based on that time. So that is your timing. See what all things you have to keep in your mind while you're preparing for your speaking exam. That is during the 3 minutes of preparation time. A lot of things. Then the third thing is your situation. In your situation, there are certain things that you need to know. That is, in the situation, that is, first thing what you need to find out is about the patient's diagnosis or patient's current problem. So what is patient's current problem? He has to undergo colostomy surgery. And when it is later today. And now you see what you are going to do. What you're going to do, you have come to prepare the patient for the surgery. You have come to prepare the patient for the surgery. So this is how you are going to start. So what is your role? You're going to imagine yourself in that situation. You're going to say you have come to prepare him or her for the surgery. So that is the one what you're going to talk. And then they are giving you a hint. What is it? That he or she is anxious. So anxiety. Never ask a patient whether he is anxious or not, because it's a medical terminology. You can ask the patient, you're looking so worried. Could you please tell me what has happened? So did you understand how important a background information? So from the background information, you can find out your job role, you can find out your timing, and then the situation. Situation in what all manner? What you're going to do? What the patient's problem is, and about his emotion. So these are the things that you're going to find out. So this is which formula? It's my formula. So I think while you're going to do your speaking, you can use this type of formula and brainstorm, and you can start out with your speaking. It will be beneficial for me, trust me. I trust my instincts, okay. Next one is your task. So with the help of your task, what you're going to do, okay. Now, let me move this side so that you can see your task. So in the task, the first one is ask the patient if he or she has any final questions about the surgery. So you are going to tell the patient that you have come to prepare him for the surgery, and then you're going to ask him how well prepared he is, or are you okay? And then we can ask him, you're looking so worried. Anything you can ask. For a known case, always start off your conversation with a closed-ended question. That's very, very important. For an unknown case, start off your questioning with an open-ended question, okay? And then see how it goes. Explain the recovery process. See, the patient is worried about the recovery. So you're going to say it one at a time. 3 to 10 days in hospital. Education will be given regarding care of colostomy and light exercises, low fiber diet and sufficient rest. So based on this, your task is going. Then the patient will say about his, what he'll be saying, he'll say it's colostomy pouch, and how I'll be able to go for social activities, I'll have body shaming, body image dysfunction. You can empathize with the patient. See, there are a lot of points being given, you can talk about this. So based on your task, you can start talking. So what you need to do is hold your paper in the left hand, and when you're going to talk, while you finish one task, you can give a tick. So if you practice like this, you will know that you have covered up all your tasks also. It is not a rule that you need to finish all your tasks, because nowadays in the role plays you get around 8 to 9 tasks. It is difficult, but some task is clubbed. You can use both the tasks together and speak. So all these matters is what means you need to practice. If you don't practice, you will not know how to say. So today's session was about how to utilize the 3 minutes of preparation time. So based on 3 parts. The first part is your setting, the second part is your background information, and third is your task. See how you brainstormed yourself. Now you know how to ask the name of the patient with the help of setting, and your self-introduction goes with that. With the help of background information, you found out your job role. You came to know what time it is and what the situation is, and then based on that, you're going to step forward with your task. So what happens? You are creating a good impression and you are knowing how to speak. What happens is when your start is good, your end also will be good. You will have a particular flow in what you're going to teach. I hope you all will be following this pattern. At least create an idea rather than simply reading, because brainstorming is very important. Understanding your role play is important. 3 minutes is more than enough for you all to do your role play. So thank you and all the very best for your exams.